SDS. That means safety data sheets. So you all heard about the old version that is called MSDS. MSDS, that is Material Safety Data Sheet. Now, worldwide, universally, MSDS not accepted one. The newly formed one is SDS, Safety Data Sheet. So this is the universally accepted. This SDS needs to be used wherever the chemicals are used. The chemicals, whether one chemical, two chemical, or number of chemicals, or chemical industry, or any kind of industry, wherever you are using the chemicals, you must have a SDS, that is safety data sheet required. This safety data sheet is always essential for any auditing, whether ISO 9001, ISO 14001 and ISO 45001. These three standards and also worldwide occupational health and safety management system insist to follow the SDS, safety data sheet. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, the peoples worldwide mistakenly still they are following the MSDS. But the MSDS is no longer accepted because the MSDS is a old version. And also the sufficient data are not there in the MSDS. But in the SDS, all the sufficient safety information is there for any chemical. So that's why the SDS is essential. That's why worldwide the SDS is followed. So what are the things are there in this SDS? What are the areas it's concerned? The MS is only some information is there, but these are the informations already having these 17 informations. Up to 17 information there in this, 16 information is there in the safety data sheet. So this 16 informations is valuable information and it's required for any person working in the chemical to know it, and being a proactive safety, it's definitely required. Because the MSDS is not having the proper sufficient informations, but this SDS having the sufficient safety informations. Worldwide it's accepted, worldwide everyone using, and all the auditors are searching for this SDS when they are coming for the audit. And whatever chemicals you are using, the SDS is available for safe handling of the chemicals. Because when you are using the chemicals, you must know what are the things are there, how we can, in case of emergency, how we can tackle, how we can handle the chemical in a proper way. So that is very important. Now we are talking about the environment, we are talking about the safety, we are talking about the so many things. So to protect the environment, to protect the people, to protect the workplace, these all required the more safety standards. These most safety standards are there in this SDS, that is safety data sheet. This safety data sheet is a valid document, is there, is required to stay there wherever you are chemical using. When a chemical using place, you must place the SDS. Whether you are using one chemical or two chemical or in a laboratory, whatever major quantity you are using, you must have the SDS display must be there. Based on the SDS, you have to take proper actions in the workplace. Because it is the chemicals also one of the hazard. So the hazard, whatever you have in the company or organization, you have to have a proper standard safety procedures. So this SDS is one of the major safety document required to keep it wherever the chemicals you are using. So these are the 16 criteria. The 16 criteria is always required to know it. When a person working in a lab, when a person working in the chemical industry, when a person working in the oil and gas, when a person working in the construction industry, then you have a chemicals. In that chemical, you have to know the SDS of that chemical. Then only you can handle the chemical in a safe way. So let's see what all the components are there in this SDS to know it and to be more proactive safety. So for example, it starts with here 1. So identification. There is this safety data sheet contain the identification of chemical ID. Which chemical it is? The identification of chemical. Then hazard ID. So which kind of hazard it is? Whether medium or critical or low medium or safe or unsafe. These all the details are there for hazard ID. First identification, second hazard ID, third one is information and ingredients. So what are the ingredients are there in that chemical? What is the useful information in terms of the safety? So that things are there in this safety data sheet. So that is the information and ingredients. For example, if a chemical hydrochloric is there now, how much percent chlorine is there? How much percent hydrogen is there? Then, so hydrochloric HCl. So in this case, H how many? Chlorine how many? So these ingredients are placed in the safety data sheet. Then what about for first aid measures in case of anything mishandled and then the chemical may touch your skin, may touch your eyes, may touch your body parts. What will be the first aid? Whether you have to use any water or any first aid immediately. What kind of first aid you have to do it for immediate saving the person. So, when a chemical immediately accidentally inhaled or exposed to the human beings, there will be a harmful effects. So, to save the human beings, what will be the first aid measures? That measures information is there in the SDS. Then, what about the firefighting measures? So, some chemicals is explosive and also it's always flammable. So chemicals flammable and explosive, it may cause the fire when they are storing or when they are handling. So how in case of the chemicals explosive or in fire, what kind of fire extinguishers needs to be used, what kind of fire fighting system needs to be used. These things are explained in the SDS. That is the firefighting measures. Then handling and storage. So how in case persons working in this chemical, how to handle the chemical, where to storage, whether ventilation required or any nearby fire station required, firefighting station required, or ventilation required, or any other specific requirements required or not. These details are available in the SDS. So that's called the storage, handling and storage. Then accidental release methods. In case of accidentally release somewhere in the working place, then what will be the immediate action required from that chemical? Because if the chemical may be accidentally leaked or accidentally exploded or accidentally gone to the workstation, then what will be the course of action? The course of action will be there in this safety data sheet, that is accident release measures also there. Then it's exposure controls. So it says about the exposure controls. If the persons exposing these chemicals, what will be the problem? What will be the issue? What will be the risk? So how to handle? So this safety data sheet itself telling that you have to expose this many minutes only, this many hours only, this many times only. So that's why it's itself is telling that exposure controls. What will be the controls for the exposure? How many duration of time, and what are the things PPEs also needs to be wear, or how long the distance between the chemical. These all the details are there in the SDS, that is the exposure controls. Then physical and chemical properties. Physical chemical properties of the chemical, because sometimes color, which color it is, colorless, yellow color or green color or orange color, it indicates whether it's a physical color and odor, what will be the odor, and then chemical properties, it's a reactive or unreactive, irritant or radioactive, or fumes, more fumes. These all the details is there. That is physical chemical properties. That's also there in the safety data sheet. Then stability and reactivity. So how this chemical reacting towards the other areas, like in a workstation, this chemicals kept there, how it's reacting to the human beings or atmosphere or oxygen, any kind of atmosphere resources, how it's reacting. That information is there. Stability and reactivity. It is a stable skill or reactive. That thing is also there in the safety data sheet. Then toxicological information. The toxicological information means whether it's a highly unsafe or safe or toxic. Because certain chemicals highly toxic, but it's inhaled or somebody mistakenly drink, then the final course you know it. So if it's inhaled, accidentally inhaled, or accidentally swollen, or accidentally maybe fall on his face or in the body, so the knowing the toxicology information is very important. So yes, it's mentioned toxicological informations. Then next one is ecological informations. So whether it's safe for the environment, when it's released to the environment, is it safe? When it's released to the soil, it's safe. When it's released to the land, it's safe. When it's released to the open drain in a wastewater, it's safe. Whether any flora, fauna, plants and animals going to be affected, or safe for the animals, or any toxic nature for the plants and animals. This all, if it's they are dumping into the lake or they are setting to the river, what will be the ecological things? That information also there in the SDS, that is safety data sheet. Then dispose methods. So in case controls, dispose controls. So when you are disposing in the water, open drain, wastewater, what will be the problem? So how much parameter required? In what units? For example, we have a normal range, and within this range is there you can send the water to the open drain or wastewater, or you have to treat it and send to the wastewater. So when you are disposing this chemical, how to handle this one? So disposing controls how you can dispose this chemical. In case the chemical is highly concentrated, you have to liquefy and you have to treat, then only release to the drain, dispose it. Or you have to send it to the environmental department, we can say EPA, Environmental Protection Authority, or Pollution Control Boards, or whoever environmental controls are there. We have to get the approved disposable persons, contractors. So when we hiring the disposable contractors, environmental, wastewater, chemical water disposing contractor approved by the Environmental Protection Authority or Pollution Control Board, anywhere in the country, depends upon the country. So that contractor already approved, whether it's approved or not, it's important. If he already approved from the EPA means, then we can take it that contractor, we have to make a contract with them, and then after making the contract, we can give the water, we can make a contract like every month we have 500 liters of this chemical. So this chemical you have to dispose it the EPA standard, you have to treat and dispose, or as per the norms you have to do it and dispose for environmental friendly. So you cannot directly dispose to the wastewater or river stream or lake stream. You have to treat and make, liquefy, and you should not directly dispose there. You have to dispose, treat it properly and use it for plants or garden purpose. You should not directly use any chemicals or chemical based waters to the wastewater stream or open stream or natural resources stream. That you must think. So that information also there in the safety data sheet. And then transport information. Transport information means the chemicals always chemical hazard. So in case how to handle how to transport this chemical, that information also there in the safety data sheet. For example, if you are sending the chemical in a open place, open heat, then maybe explode fire. So these information is also available in the safety data sheet, says about how to transport the chemical in a safe manner. Then regulatory information, as I said, the regulatory information means Occupational Health and Safety Ministry and Environmental Ministry guidelines, environmental EPA, Environmental Protection Agencies, their guidelines, their regulations, these all the information is also available in the SDS. That is the other regulatory informations. So these all the details, 16 details are available in the SDS, Safety Data Sheet. This Safety Data Sheet is one of the major thing for all the industries, those who are using the chemicals. So you must know it, this SDS. What is SDS? Means Safety Data Sheet. Wherever you are chemical using, the Safety Data Sheet only you have to use. MSP is no longer accepted, only SDS is accepted, and then this sheet is available for maximum chemicals, all the chemicals is available. When you are using the chemical, you have to bring the safety data sheet and keep it for that chemical usage area. Based on this information, you have to work out for these chemicals, because you cannot simply use the chemicals as you know it. Simply wearing the PPEs and handling means that it's a toxic maybe, or it may be ill effects. That's why whenever you are handling the chemical, you must follow these guidelines. There is environmental guidelines, safety guidelines. So the regulatory authority, who is that? EPA, then OSHA, then Occupational Health and Safety Management Systems, that is ISO 45001, ISO 45001, ISO 14001, then EPA, then environmental guidelines. These are all the things you have to follow. These regulatory things require to follow, because when the regulatory agencies like Pollution Control Board or EPA or any occupational health and safety officers, when they are coming and inspecting your area, they are always looking the SDS. Based on this SDS only, whether they are based on these standards only they are working or not, they will check it, and if any deviation, they will give the notice and penalty. The same thing for the auditors also. If they are not following the SDS and these standards, then there will be a non-conformity from the auditors. So this is the SDS, the overall structures and the informations is there in the SDS. So I hope you understand the brief line about what is SDS and what are the components of the SDS and what are the information found in the SDS, how to handle the SDS, then how you can use this SDS in a proactive way in your workplace. So that is the main thing. So thanks for watching. I hope you understand all the information. Still you didn't subscribe and support the channel. Every day we have a HSE information, all the health and safety, environmental information. You have any doubts, you just comment your any doubts, your clarification required, just make a comment and then subscribe, like and share it. Thanks for watching. We will see another live session. Thank you very much.